Black Book Mondays Radio, sponsored by LordlandFilms.com, home of A Preacher's Life and other Lordland shorts. And now, without further ado, it's the man with the plan, Brian Harris.
How does BlackBook influence entrepreneurial pursuits for kids?
Okay. Well, it does it in multiple ways.
Okay.
The BlackBook is, to me, it started as a very simple project, and it's morphed into a lot of projects, including the black market. We're doing the black business, the Black Las Vegas Food Festival.
I saw that.
By teaching our folks, by doing what we do instead of what we say, we'll teach our kids to reinforce that. Yep. You know, I'm looking for my dentist is black, Dr. Banks. My doctor is black, Dr. Bazemore. I drive across. I live in Henderson, but I drive over to Losey Road to Eugene's Auto Parts to get my car worked on. So I believe part of it is you can never educate the children until you educate the parents. And if you can educate the parents on where their miseducation was and have them changing their behaviors, it in turn affects the kids. So we can't continue to think we can save the kids without saving their parents. We've got to understand that when we teach them how to be entrepreneurs, then we are teaching their kids how to be entrepreneurs. I'll give you a great example, and this is a friend I've gotten, Elijah Muhammad. His son has 3 businesses that he's running, and he's like 10, 11, 12 years old. They've instilled in him both a work ethic and a desire to be a business entrepreneur. So again, I can't really teach the kids per se without teaching the parents and the young adults the need to grow a black economy and to make it strong, and why it's important. Because again, we can't continue to have kids and ask somebody else to give them a job.
Right.
You know, we can't continue to ask for jobs. We need to create jobs.
Right.
And so my whole thing is kids learn from what they see. And that's the thing. Now I do want to partner a little bit more with KidShop and a couple more with some more organizations that are functioning with young adults and kids, so that we can work with them on creating little business people.
Right. It's crazy that you mentioned you do the exact opposite, working with the parents. In some way, shape, or form, I believe in that too. But I kind of live by the philosophy: it's easy to build strong children than it is to repair broken men. And what I find with adults, most of them are very seasoned with experience and all of that. It's hard to kind of make them relearn that unless they're actually really interested in it. With kids having the absorbent mind that they have, it's easier to do that. You know, so my approach is a little different, but I understand your approach as well, because it's important for them to learn it, because the parents being the primary teachers of the home,
Correct.
They have to do that, because the education system is not teaching, it's not apprenticeship. It's not bringing forth that apprenticeship in certain states, not very many states. You know, that's becoming more obsolete now. With, you know, Walmart, we just were talking about Walmart, how they're replacing the computers replacing them for, you know, the cashiers are no longer there because the computers are there.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the same with McDonald's. And if we, like you said, it goes back to what you're saying, if we don't teach them how to create their own business so they can hire their own people, where we can build apprenticeship up and make it more accessible, make it more accessible to everybody that looks like us, that is practicing group economics.
I would like to represent the elders of the system, because being an elder myself, one thing that I heard you say, Brian, was that we need to develop a system within an existing system. Without our system, then we're lost. And being an elder, I heard that go to school, get an education, get a job, go to college, work, save your money, retire, all of that good stuff. But nobody explains the rules to the game. I have one rule: never play a game that you don't know the rules to. And a lot of our people do not know the rules. This is the reason why we must bring forth the solutions and implement them like BlackBook, teach, and not just talk about what these problems are. Because we talk, oh man, we talk real well. But to get 25 leaders of our ethnicity in a room and take 25 plans and hone them down to one, and the best person can then be that guiding force and everybody else support. There are a lot of things that we are not taught. And if you don't have an open mind, a lot of the elders mean good, but they don't have an open mind to ingest the new developments that are coming up from the computer aspect, from the business aspects of knowing what real big business is and how it works and how to set our programs up. We are taught by the system to go to school, get a college education, and then go to work for the system.
Absolutely.
Not take you as an engineer and your classmates when you finish from college, and the 12 or 15 of you guys, unless there were more, start a company founded on what you guys were taught.
Yeah.
And now you come out, now you got something that's solid, now you put it to work.
Yep.
And you pay them back too for going to school. Not to mention that too, so you're in debt as well.
Yep.
I can attest to that.
Yep. Now I want, and you're right, both of you all. I want to start off and kind of address what you were talking about earlier about the kids versus. I focus on the adults, the young, old, etc. And I
want to say one thing before you do that. Yeah. And the thing about KidShop, it's not just holistically dedicated to the kids, and I don't want that misconception to be brought forth as well. This goes as early as 2 all the way to senior citizens. We have programs set up like that.
Exactly.
So we're working on that right now. So it's great that we're collabing today to talk about that. So,
yeah. So what I was going to explain is we got a pizza. Now, 2 things. You can't eat a pizza with one bite. And if everybody's biting in the same section, you're not eating the pizza. So we have to have, and I'm using an example, we have to have different people focusing on different parts of the pizza. We need to have somebody who is focusing on the youth. You have to have somebody who's focusing on the older generation. We have somebody who's focusing on some other parts of the pizza so that we can eat the whole pizza together. And so that's why collaboration is so important, and the fact that we have to get to know each other, we have to communicate, not just communicate, but we got to execute. Like you said, there's far too much talking in the community and far too little execution. I really believe that when we start to understand our power, that we will be unstoppable. One of the reasons, that birthed from the BlackBook is we're going to be having our first annual Black Las Vegas Food Festival. Now, the interesting thing about that was that concept. I had a young lady, TC's Root Crib, Miss Sharon, shout out. She said to me a couple months ago, Brian, we need to do a food festival. We need to do that. And I contemplated it for about a month and a half. And then finally, at the beginning of this month, I put out a Facebook for the event. And I said to it, I would like to get 1,000 people interested in this food festival to go forth and do it in the next month. Lo and behold, in 10 days, I had 2,500 people that had responded and said they want to do it. That says we're hungry, because there are a lot of festivals out here, but this festival is unique, where it's focusing on the Black experience. It's celebrating Black businesses. There is a requirement that you are at least 50% Black owned or more to sell retail, to promote to have your restaurant or your catering service. There's no other event like this here in Vegas, and it is affordable, so that the person, if you have a business and you really want to come out here, you can afford to come out there. So we're trying to do something to show people, number one, we can do something on our own that can be beautiful, that can bring a lot of people out to enjoy each other. And we're trying to show people the power in group economics. I'm very excited about, and I'm hoping I can get everybody in the city to come out to our first annual Black Las Vegas Food Festival and Block Party, because I see this as a event that grows every year, and that actually connects our businesses with their communities and the communities with our businesses. So you don't just come out there and spend money with these folks one time, but you go find them throughout the year. If I want to get some clothing, I might go to more Melon over at Discount Mall. If I want to go get some hair, I go to Vegas Vixens. If I want to go out and buy a car, I go to McKinney Price Motors. I want us to not just link up for one day, but that's part of the educational period. And that's when, if kids come out and they see their folks spending money and they see Black businesses, the whole thought is, hopefully it makes them want to be an entrepreneur, and also hopefully it makes them want to spend money with Black-owned businesses. Because folks, that's how you control your own destiny. You control your own destiny when you control your own economy. It's that simple.
No one is going to pay for our freedom.
You're right.
We must pay for it ourselves.
Absolutely.
And there's a word, T-R-U-S-T, trust. We as a people must learn to trust each other.
Absolutely.
To respect each other. You can disagree, but let's disagree in a honorable manner and still achieve our objective.
BlackBook Mondays Radio, sponsored by LordlandFilms.com, home of A Preacher's Life and other Lordland shorts. And now, without further ado, it's the man with the plan, Brian Harris.